Felixio, Luffy, Rana. There are some of these players that I unfortunately didn't get to cast yet, as that wasn't the later block yesterday, but it looks like we are finally getting into this. It is Jin Moon versus Kowalski. It is.
Yeah, and
Yeah, look
honestly,
like
I've said this before. I said before that we didn't see any Steve, but of course now we are going to see it. Versus a character like Incineroar, I can only imagine in Tunis that this one's going to be a little bit more rough. I loved that one-piece string there. That was beautiful.
That was like a bread and butter that turned into almost a damn near death string due to the blast zones of small battlefield, or at the very least the positioning that Kowalski was able to start that as. And we did see a little bit of this Steve from Kowalski yesterday, but I do not believe this is the character he always plays, despite it being insanely pulled from what we've seen from him yesterday for sure, still sitting pretty in the winner's bracket. Going up against Incineroar on a small stage, this is going to be a little bit of a matchup check, in my opinion, for both of these players, because like a small stage when you're facing off against a character like Incineroar going up against a sort of semi-zoner type like Steve, I feel like this can go really bad for both of these players, literally depending on which one is more practiced in the matchup.
Yeah, I can totally agree with that one. I do also see that our friend Jin has also been doing a really good job of breaking the walls with using the down tilt, especially out of all things, as you can see right there. Just going to take out that wood immediately, but it's a battle of the grabs at this point. Kowalski looking really comfortable right now. Does only have iron on deck at this point, so they need some time to at least get some resources back. But Jin doing an awesome job of just controlling stage at this point. Away from a character like Steve, that's impressive.
Oh, no, for sure. You gotta know that back air is gonna take the stock. You definitely gotta know, like, the little nuances of what a character like Incineroar can do. The name of the game when you're playing a character like Incineroar, you know, one who does not have projectiles and does not have the best movement speed, both on the ground and in the air for sure, is you got to be able to pick up on your players' habits as best as you can, and you also gotta be able to STI, taking 43% all the way to the other side of the stage, but finally gonna get hit off the side right there, 43% tacked on to Jin Moon's for second stock.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, Jinmoon just trying to find a way back in. Gonna eat a diamond backer at this point. I do appreciate them at least trying to go up and challenge with the Darkest Lariat as well. I mean, you got to do something at that point. And this hitbox on the move itself is very, very interesting. Okay, going to combo off the block, but Kowalski saying, you know what? I just need to get out of here right now. So going to see a couple more walls being built up. I like how they're going for the grab, but there's a lot of ending lag on Darkest Lariat. So, of course, easy punish right there.
Really good patience right there on the waiting for the counter of revenge to play out right there. Definitely trying to make Jin Moon have as hard of a time as possible. And immediately off of the block right there, getting 48% with the instant minecart off of that string, stopping him from getting put into the disadvantaged state. That is one of the many things that Steve can do with a multitude of his blocks, as Kowalski, from what we saw of them yesterday, is very, very practiced and definitely giving a character like Incineroar a very hard time on the way in. But from Jin Moon's character pool, he does play a lot of characters that might not have the easiest time getting in on Steve and his blocks. This is another King Dedede we saw from him yesterday, which I don't know if we're going to be seeing later, with a clean 2-stock up on the part of Kowalski right there over Jin Moon, taking game number 1 on small battlefield. Very solid stuff so far.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely solid stuff indeed. I do like a lot of the wall placement as well. I feel like a lot more Steves these days are going for this odd diagonal wall up, just because if you place one block below, tall characters can't get through, and then you have to jump all over the place to try and get everywhere. So definitely the Steve meta, there is no ceiling, I think, to this character. I feel like a lot of characters can be played optimally, and then that's kind of it. With Steve, they're figuring things out every single day in Tunis. It's honestly the most rapid growing character that we still have in Ultimate.
Yeah, there is no ceiling with this character. Only walls. Only
Very
walls.
true.
Yeah.
Only if you build a house.
Only if you build a house. I love it. And yeah, like I was saying, you know, Jin Moon, with the character pool that they were playing, I do believe we have heard a lot of this character, this person playing Plant. I have not seen Plant once. We've seen Incineroar from them. We have seen King Dedede, and we have seen Plant. So we do know that they prefer the heavier characters in this game. So survivability will definitely be a factor. This is not what I was expecting here, though. I guess we are getting a little bit more of the meta pick this time around, starting out with the Mithra this time around, saying like, yo, enough is enough. I need movement. I need something. I need range to get around these walls. Just give me something.
Yeah, I actually think going Mithra on this stage is very interesting just because you have platforms there that are going to kind of get in the way, especially that kind of assures Steve that he is safe from the top. But once again, Mithra is very quick to get from one side of the stage to the other. Photon Edge working out really well right now in their favor. There comes the foresight into a couple up tilts. Jin Moon looking so much more confident at this point, but Aegis is very light. Foresight coming in again, and already just such a big momentum change at this point.
Honestly, for sure, and especially on a stage like this, which I feel like might be part of the reason why they decided to go Mithra. Here on Battlefield, we got like some higher vertical and frankly horizontal blast zones as well, as opposed to what we had before. But more than anything else, having that disjoint and having like those fast disjoints that Mithra has as well, that's going to be so good for just trying to keep Steve in disadvantage. These platforms can make your landings just that much more linear. So when you have a disjoint, just being able to shark underneath those platforms to keep them in the air can be really good. But no pun intended, that can also be a double-edged sword as well, because sometimes with those side platforms, it can make Steve's camping game with the blocks that much better, as that up tilt is going to take the stock for Jinmoon.
Yeah, I like to see the Pyra come out when she needs to, right? Get the quick KO, and then going right back to Mithra as well. Once again, the game is to just get around Steve's tricks, not give Steve the time to set up. Forward throw is going to be the option from Kowalski right now, and just going to opt to just kind of run back behind a wall, going for the back throw. Honestly, Aegis at 100%. They are at the princess weight, as I like to call it. So honestly, an up smash my KO, even a opportunity to get the cart into the fair.
And I gotta say, what Jinmoon was doing right there, that is, like, unfortunately, a little bit of a lack of situational awareness. Obviously, Steve's minecart, crazy, insane move. We thought it was just like a Wi-Fi move, and in one way it kind of is, but it is also very good offline as well, as you're seeing right here. But in that particular situation, when you're at high percent off stage against it, it's not always about, like, just mashing out of it, as we get a beautiful parry to the punish by Kowalski right there to easily get a clean 66% on Jinmoon right there. When you get caught in that minecart off the level, sometimes it's not just about mashing out, it's about how you time your mash out on the way out. It's timing, not always just the option that you pick out of it.
Very true. Now, unfortunately, stuck on Pyra, Jinmoon just looking to try and find a cheeky way to at least maybe get an up tilt or something like that. But of course, Kowalski going to go for the back throw here. Once again, retreat right back into that corner, get some more materials. I think their tool did break as well, so we need a trip to the grafting table, but not going to be able to find one just yet because Jin Moon going to be able to get that prominence revolt and going for another one as well. And the up smash punish is not going to connect there, but you know what Jin Moon's looking for. They are looking for that up air right now.
Yeah, they tried to bait it with like a little tomahawk below the platform too, just to try to get a bait Jin Moon into dropping shield, which was honestly not a bad idea at all. But more than anything, still no pickaxe on the part of Kowalski right here. They're trying really hard to just get rid of them first, and actually going to elect to try to build a trap first instead of getting their materials back. That's a very interesting decision. I'm not going to lie. Like, that's like sort of like the sort of meta opportune moment for that most Steves will try to use to just get their pickaxe back from the crafting table, but just still no materials on the part of Kowalski right yet. And it's not that they don't have him on deck. They got the diamond, but instead they're just gonna fight Jin Moon to the teeth, only tacking 33% onto their final stock right here, potentially their final stock of the winner's bracket before getting their diamond pickaxe back. Very interesting decision on the part of Kowalski.
Honestly, at this point, you need to kind of KO Mithra right where it counts and still sticking on Mithra. You have these opportunities to get these back air, so I'm definitely not super surprised. I love the bait with the dirt block. This could potentially be it with the down tilt. Great block placement and the F smash, but Mithra right in the way of that block there, so it's going to give her a second kind of live on life here. Uh-oh. Finds it anyway. You were stuck between a TNT, a minecart, and a magma block. That honestly was just perfect planning.
Oh, that was so unfortunate on the part of Jin Moon right there. That was such a good up smash trap between a bomb and a hard place right there. We are getting the best of 5 check, as it is custom, at this stage in the bracket. Doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, you just gotta be like, yo, best of 5? Oh yeah. No, okay, sure. Yo, thanks. Then immediately stop talking to them because they're in the zone and they have to focus. You have Kowalski up 2-0 against Jin Moon right here, looking very promising with the Steve. I do like the idea of the Mithra and the Pyra counter pick, especially on a stage like Battlefield, like we were talking about before. But you really got to find a better way to just work around those traps. It's like, I feel like Pyro and Mythra's best way to do that is to just try to like break the blocks on a stage like this in the neutral, because this is just sort of the double-edged sword of like a stage like Battlefield against Steve. It's just like, yeah, if you're able to get them up in the air and keep them at disadvantage as long as you can, that's good. That's what you want against this character. But the second that you have to play neutral and respect their neutral immediately, that platform can just make or break you, because just being on platforms in Smash Ultimate, a lot of the times it's just kind of not a good thing.
Yeah,
There's the
definitely
DDD.
not for sure. Oh boy, here we go. This one's interesting, right? You don't really kind of expect, to go from Aegis and then say, you know what, my DDD's got this over, the top tiers. But I definitely am not counting Jin Moon out. It seems like they're already utilizing the platforms pretty well for the movement as well. No way can just F tilt get rid of Gordo, just send it back just like that. We got a little bit of table tennis going on right now with that Gordo coming back from both Steve and Dedede.
Yeah, we have seen what the DDD could do yesterday. I do believe getting some good reverse 2-0s with this character as well. Not to mention that DDD does have some pretty good disjoints in their own right for being able to just like keep Steve at bay, juggle them in the air. But this is sort of the name of the game. If you're gonna fight a character like DDD's, you need to find some way, whatever way that your character specifically can overwhelm them and play as little neutral with the character as possible. So depending on how you like to play Steve, that can be a good or a bad thing if you like to just sort of hang back a little bit more and get your materials.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be this odd Gordo game coming out from Kowalski and Jin Moon at this point. Going to just get all the iron that they need, throw in that dash attack, and then reset. Looking good so far right now from Kowalski, but here we go. Jin Moon not going to be able to get the second Gordo out in time. I do feel like Minecart is just the superior projectile in that matchup, and that is going to be Kowalski getting the up smash read, and we're on to second stop.
Unfortunately for DDD, pretty much any projectile or any move that does 2% or higher is better than that Gordo, which will reflect it. But if there's anything that I've seen from watching Jin Moon as much as I did yesterday, is that they are on par with their Gordo reflex. But that's just not going to matter when you have a moving hitbox and a projectile and technically a command grab on top of that as the minecart. But the forward air repetition right there, I should say, going to be able to take that stock. And see, like I just said, we got those reflex with the Gordo coming out already. It's going to be on Kowalski to see if they can just know when to stop mining their materials and know when it's time to actually start fighting the character again.
Oh my
Oh
god,
my
this
god!
conversion, yeah, the conversion with the dirt block and the down tilt, that was nutty for sure. Just 81% stocking up right now. Minecart's going to reflect Gordo into the diamond back air, looking great for Kowalski right now.
Holding up the little Waluigi L, as many Minecraft Steve players are one to do for sure. Actually, hitting the bottom of his wood block right there and putting the anvil on top of it so he could still have a platform to stand on while at the same time putting out a hitbox is Kowalski right there, who is looking poised to take this set with a 3-0 if they're just able to hold on to this stock, forcing Jin Moon to just go for like some harder reads right there with that forward smash. But the forward air, same spot, same position, very consistent, still able to do that. Dedede is the third heaviest character in this entire game, so at the very least, survivability will be a factor on that spot. This is just the hard part when it comes to Dedede, man. You got to try to stop yourself from getting overwhelmed. And in this matchup, particularly, Steve is not very good up close with the diamond sword. He's also very good at just camping to get his materials. And when you have the slowest airspeed in the entire game, Lyric, it can definitely be a hard time to try to get him to stop mining.
Yeah, for sure. Here we go, though. Jin Moon just trying to find a way back in at this point. Going for the turnaround diamond F smash. Gonna eat a cart to the face. And now things are looking very, very rough for Jin Moon at this point. And just the empowered minecart sending Gordo all the way back. And now that is going to be a 3-0 for the Brazilian Steve Kowalski heading on in winner's bracket.
I was at a late night comedy show last night, and if there's anything you learn about some comedians is that they just don't give an esportsing darn. And that's pretty
That's true.
and Minecart is pretty much just the equivalent of like a very edgy comedian. It just doesn't care about a lot of your moves. It doesn't care about DDD's Gordo